Toddla T, Slapbox show on URF. When did you first start producing?
I started making tracks when I was about probably 14, but I had turntables in my house since I was about 10. So I was always collecting records and trying to do blends, and I felt like even before I started making tracks I was trying to do it, but I didn't really realise how or why. But then when we got a computer in our house when I was about 14, I started clicking on Fruity Loops, and that's where it all began.
And who would you say are your musical influences?
My musical influences are on my doorstep. Sheffield City is the reason I make the music I make today. People think it's odd that I'm so into reggae and dancehall and things like that, but to be honest, it was just here. Like, the parties that I used to love and enjoy always drop down to bass line music most of the night. So whether it be reggae, house music, bass line, grime, early dubstep stuff, mad electronic stuff, soul, hip hop, whatever, all had a big bass aesthetic, and that cuts through from all the types of music and the Caribbean community here in Sheffield, and the way that we all mix and play records together and things like that.
Right, so you've played all over the world, loads of different cities, loads of different countries, but what is your number one city to play in?
Okay, my favourite place to play in the world is Sheffield. Not only because I feel like the fans here are the best, even though, you know, everyone's great in their own way, but I get to stay at my mum's house, which is incredible because she's got the best shower in the world, and my dad gives me a left, it's the right vibe.
And what about club?
The club I like to play most is Cabal, which is a little underground thing we do every now and again.
So what have you got coming up this year?
This year my project include the Toddla T sound, which is a collaboration between myself, Charlotte Ahmed DRS and Sarah C. We've been on the road for the last year, sort of refining the live show, and now we're starting to make music. The first track's called Worst Enemy, and it's our first collaborative track we have let anyone hear, and it's a different vibe. As far as collaborations, I'm not really collaborating with anyone, I'm just sticking to the Toddla T sound, but I am doing some production for people. I've just been in with Stylo G, doing some works for him.
So big things happening this year, yeah? And probably the biggest is that obviously you and the lovely Annie Mac are going to have a baby, so congratulations. Do you think this will affect your flow of work at all? Are you gonna take a year out?
I am going to be a dad, which is incredible. Obviously it's going to affect my life massively, but as far as affectable flow of work, you know, I think you just live your life, but you've got a kid, haven't you? So I'm not going to suddenly stop making music or not going to be on radio every week or whatever. I think as far as what people will see and hear, it will not change at all. It's just my personal life will be changed quite a lot. I'm not going to take a year out. I'll take a couple of weeks or months off around the time just to make sure I'm there for my partner, but apart from that, I'll just carry on life with a beautiful child involved.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That's going to be one musical baby. Right, now you've got your show every Friday at 2 on Radio 1 and 1 Extra. So you must have your finger on the pulse in terms of who to look out for this year. So who do you reckon's going to kill it in 2013?
This year, you should look out for Riff Raff, who's a rapper, whose album's out soon. He's absolutely bonkers. Check him out, Riff Raff.
Nice one. Finally, where you play next?
It's all about the Toddla T sound this year. Toddla T show on BBC Radio 1 every Thursday night to Friday morning, 2 to 4. And catch me in a club near you too.
Thanks a lot. Toddla T, Slapbox show on URF.